Del K. Brereton. It's a Monday morning, and the Republicans have started to spiel. This is the real spiel, not the Republican spiel, but this is the real spiel. Many of you who know or do not know, and we've had a couple of, one particular gentleman coming on this page talking about the Confederate Christian desire for a 2024 Trump presidency. Well, Trump and his Republican colleagues have begun to spiel. One of the things that has come to the forefront is they unanimously are afraid of the woke culture. Air quotes. When I get the air quotes out, you better be afraid. Air quotes. The woke culture. What is the woke culture to the right-wing Republican white person? Have you ever had a scenario where, and I stole this from an individual who was actually talking on CNN this morning, but you ever had a scenario where your grandma, your grandpa took a term that was like a modern fad term and started to use it, and it became cringeworthy because they're basically using it out of context? You know, this is what they're doing with woke, because woke can mean so many things to so many people, to so many demographics, but we know what it means. The culture knows what it means. That is something that black people have spoken about, that allows us to say to each other, hey, we see the truth behind the lies. We don't believe the nonsense that's in the white man's library, the nonsense that's in the colonist ideology. We are actually seeing the truth, and therefore we're not asleep anymore. We are awakened to the reality of what actually transpired in our history. We are awakened to who we are. We are awakened to the effect of marginalization and the effect of social tyranny. We are awakened to who the true characters of history are. We did it in hip-hop culture. We did it through study. You know, one of the first concepts of woke for me was Chuck D saying Elvis was a hero to most, but he never meant to me. Straight up racist. The sucker was simple and plain. Mother and John Wayne. I was like, damn, Chuck D. That was my first true, for real, it was. It was a university for me. Some of you, you know, it was before your time, some of you was after. But it was my first true dose of wokeness inside of the hip-hop culture. And we have many examples of that in the hip-hop culture. KRS-One, and you know, Abraham was a black man, and all these other things that woke us to understanding the true richness of our history. And so when you hear now, how many years later, Donald Trump and his other colleagues of notoriety, not really, starting to use these terms in negative ways, saying that, you know, we're going to eradicate the pandemic of wokeness in America. Who are they talking about? Who are you referring to, speaking to the general Republican Party of America, when you say that you are trying to eliminate the pandemic of wokeness in America? Are you trying to bring back Jim Crow? I saw a young girl online the other day crying. I didn't really watch all of it. I probably should have. I can't take some of it sometime. But the young black girl online, she was crying because she said that the Jim Crow laws are coming back. I didn't listen to why she was saying that, to be honest with you. But is there a sentiment in America that somehow they will rewind the times and bring back white supremacy in legal form? I think with these kind of conversations that you hear from these people talking about, you know, ending the tyranny of wokeness, I think when you hear people say these kind of things, that everybody should be concerned. Everybody should be concerned. Because it's reckless talking that is a dog whistle, not only for them, because they're united behind it. It should be a rallying call for us. It should be a rallying call for us. Now, we know that these people they need to say stuff so that they can get headlines and taglines, and it's a very long road to 2024, and they got to start the ball rolling somewhere. That's fine. That's fine. But we, on our side of the fence, need to recognize that America essentially is not changing under any new regime. It is just basically the same voices with different faces again and again and again. Many of y'all watch CNN. You know, some of you might watch BBC. Not me. I watch Newsstand. I watch Fox News. I want to hear what the enemy's got to tell me. I'm not sitting around, listening to Don Lemon, throwing every time he gets a chance, Don Lemon throws in, gay rights. Now, I'm not listening. Listen, wonderful, Don. It's great. You want to make sure that we keep gay rights alive. But I'm not really listening to CNN on that level. I listen to CNN to see what the so-called left and what the black community is concerned about, but I really focus on what the right-wing Republicans are saying and what they're not saying. It's interesting when CNN is really focusing on an issue and Fox News and Newsstand are just, they got nothing to say about it. It's very interesting, very interesting. I like watching that juxtaposition, listening to a Donald Trump speech where he says, "I am your warrior. I am your retribution." Ooh. And then listen to whatever the heck Biden's talking about. It's interesting to me to see the difference. Like, Trump is going to war right now. Like, Trump is going to war. Like, he is saying, listen, you want to punish these people? You want to fix their wagon? Put me in office, boy. I'll jack all of them up. That's how he's running. He's running the pettiest campaign in white human history. The pettiest campaign in white human history. He's sitting there talking out of the side of his mouth. I'm the greatest president. I brought more job creation than any president ever. Yes, I did. I did that. I'm gonna make sure we pay back all the debts that were owed. You know what I'm talking about. Proud Boys. Like, this guy is a serious dude, bro. This guy is running on a pure vengeance campaign. Vengeance is Trump's, saith Trump. That's what he's running on. And I'm telling you, if you don't wake up and see that these good old listen, you thought these hillbillies were like in the 60s, and you still got hillbillies right now. Right now. Something very interesting that's happening too, got it off Newsstand, that white men are not joining the military in the great abundance that they used to, because the military is trying to discourage the recruitment of white men. They're trying to keep those good old boys out the military. Now, this is what they're saying. They're saying, well, the military is changing, and you're getting accolades based on your sexual orientation. You're not getting accolades based on merit. And so what they're saying, essentially, the white right is saying, you know what? They don't want any white guys in the military anymore. It's crazy. They don't want us anymore. They don't want to give us the capacity to protect our country. And what the left is saying is that no. We got too many of y'all in here. We need balance. We can't have all of you crackers with guns. We can't give all you crackers guns. We can't give all you crackers the button. We can't put all of you in a position to have weapons of mass destruction, and we have nothing. This is all they're saying. This is what they're telling you. This is what they're telling you. And I ain't mad at it. I'm not mad. Listen, they're saying, well, who would you rather have? Would you rather have Jim Bob from Mississippi protecting your country, or you rather have Don Lemon? That's the argument they're giving you, right? And they're throwing everything out of the kitchen sink. They're like, all these people, all these woke people with critical race theory, they're throwing the terms that they're throwing around. Like, y'all know what critical race theory is? Nothing to be worried about, first and foremost. But y'all go do your research on that, right? It's a legal term. It has nothing to do with what's being taught in school or anywhere else. But they are using all of these dog whistles, the lack of information, the misinformation of the public. Oh. And then you say, we're going to come for woke culture. What does that mean? Are you guys turning into China? Are you going to start having protectionism when it comes to information? Is the Freedom of Information Act going to be thrown out? Like, really, what is happening? What is really happening here? And they're mixing all that up, and then they're giving black folks something. This is where you guys have to be really diligent. People of melanin complexions. It is very interesting to me how when the Republicans start their parade to the White House and their Ku Klux Klan outfits come out, they don't need to cover their heads anymore. They just can wear the sheets. That we drop a Netflix special with Chris Rock. It's like the distractions in this situation. Oh, and all black people, and I was tempted. I said, let me come out here and talk about Chris Rock's. But I was like, no, that's very interesting. How, one side of the country is talking about politics, who's going to run it, who's their enemy, and the other side of the country wants to talk about Chris Rock getting slapped. Who the hell cares? I could not care. I don't care less if Chris Rock got slapped. I heard him call Will Smith, Shug Smith. Listen, black people do not get caught up in the tomfoolery of delusion, where they are distracting you from real issues by giving you entertainment. I'm telling you what sports and entertainment is for? It is to keep the simple plebeian happy. It is to allow you to sit there. You guys sit there and watch basketball and watch your funny comedians while we run the country. Don't get caught up with that. Do not get caught up with that. I'm telling you, they want to put you back to sleep. This is the whole thing about woke culture. Don't go to sleep being distracted by nonsense. What is Chris Rock going to tell me that he hasn't already told me? What do I have? Chris Rock's not even funny, first of all. To me, Chris Rock's not even funny to me. He's got a speech impediment. His teeth too big. Plastic surgery is fantastic. He looks great. Chris, you look great. Absolutely fantastic. But you're not funny. And he's just a distraction. And it's interesting enough, Chris Rock's greatest audience is white people. Him and Kevin Hart. It's white folks that really love those guys more than us. I don't know. Those guys aren't funny to me. But he's not going to be a distraction. They dropped Chris Rock the same weekend. No. Why is the road blocked? They dropped Chris Rock the same weekend that these Republicans start their parade to the White House. I find it interesting. What is going on up here? Well, it looks like the road is blocked. Now I've got to take another route to work. But this is the real spiel. Still K. Brereton. Stay woke. Because they don't like it.